everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am back after a little hiatus. I have been organizing and revamping my setup so that I can produce even better quality videos for you guys. Right now I am filming on a brand new camera, and I've decided to invest in the Canon Rebel SL2, which I heard amazing reviews about. I heard that it's the best camera to use for YouTube, on especially if you're on a budget. So I am filming on that, and I am using the kit lens. I'm also using the stock audio that it comes with. I'm not using any fancy audio equipment. This is my first time filming in my new setup, so I also have some new lighting and all this other good stuff. So in this video today, I actually want to share with you my updated stamp and die storage system. I know back when I first started doing hauls for dies and stamps, I said I would give you guys a kind of update on how I'm storing my stamps and dies. So the time has finally come. So I'll start with my stamp collection. And well, this is actually just some of my stamps, not all of them. This is the ones that I really use. The other ones, I really kind of need to purge them. So these are the stamps that I use, and I have them like this in this really cute little weaved basket metal frame container. And I will show you an example. So each of the stamp sets I labeled, and I also backed them in a piece of printer paper, and I did kind of color code them, even though I still want to put dividers in so that I can divide the sections. So yellow is going to be people and pets. So I have a couple of my favorite stamp sets in this category. So just kind of people, pets, like characters, you could say. So stuff like that is going to be in yellow, and everything is labeled. And then we move into the blue section, which is going to be all occasions, holidays, stuff like that. So birthdays, things like that. And then in the pink section here, we're gonna have shapes and backgrounds and just texture. So all sorted things like that. And then in the green section, which is probably the biggest section, is going to be decorative. So anything that is like an accent piece, decorative piece, flowers, butterflies, things like that. And in the manila or ivory colored section is going to be all sentiments. So words, anything, letters, anything revolving around words, stuff like that. So I'll get into the pockets that I'm using. And this is the pack that they come in. They look like this. The measurement on these, I believe, is 5.5 by 7 3/4, something like that. However, when I purchased these, I wish I would have also got a package of the 5.5 by 8 1/4 sleeves, because some of my stamps, like I'll use this one for an example, I had to kind of shift the stamps down and cut off the acetate at the top just to fit them inside the pockets. So your longer stamp sets are not really gonna fit in this size. So make sure that you get the 8.5 as well, so that you can fit your stamps in them and you don't have to like cut them and stuff like that. But they do, however, fit your basic 6 by 4 stamp set really comfortably and really cute. And this package I purchased from Amazon, and it came with 100. So it came with, one package is 50, and it came with 2 packages. So it made 100 sleeves, and I used about 40, I want to say like 47 of the sleeves, the tall sleeves, for the stamps. So I still pretty much have a whole package. I really love that my new organization system, I have room to grow, which is really great. You don't want to fill your whole space with what you have already because it's crafting. You're gonna accumulate a lot more stuff. So the next thing that I have here is I actually have some more stamps in this section here, but these are going to be stamp and die sets. So all my stamps and die sets are also in this other one because they have dies in them. And I pretty much just have all of the stamps in the front, layered of course, labeled, I'm looking at layered instead layered, labeled of course, and you have your dies in the back. They fit snugly, nothing's falling out, pretty good. So that's all of those, and then I just have my big alphabet in one of the big ones too, even though it's a die because they are pretty bulky. And I also decided, just because I had so many pockets left, that I wanted to put my embossing folders in a pocket too. Just because I had them and I just wanted to use them. Yeah. I also put a stencil in here too. If you have like small size stencils, they'll fit in here. And let's move on up to the front. So in the front, I have a much smaller pocket or sleeve, I guess you can call them. These sleeves are 5 by 5.5, so they fit small dies in them. So what I did was I color coded these as well. And the yellow section here has all my little mini stamp sets and dies. So stamp sets that are like too small for a big pocket because there's only like one image, but they all have the dies to go along with them. And then in green, I have shapes, frames, and words. So all sort of framelets, and they're all double-sided for the most part. Oval framelets, rectangle framelets. Oh, these are single-sided, but there's a lot in them. I have fancy frames, lacy floral style frames, square stitched frames, stitched regular frames, labels and tags. So all my little like tag pieces and labels. And then I have a couple of words. I have the little alphabet. And then I also have like happy birthday words and just like some random like birthday pieces in there. And then in pink section, you have all sort of decorative elements. So accent pieces, stars in the sky, my slide on over set, flowers, all sort of decorative elements, bows, different types of bows. And then mason jars. These are one of my favorites because they're so cute. I even have like a random section, like things that I couldn't really categorize. I'm just like, what are you exactly? So you got a random. And then in the blue, so the blue I was a little biased about. So blue, I put occasions and like popular dies. So I have like a globe, my winter scene pieces, my sea scene pieces, Christmas, unicorn shakers, cat shakers, all sorts of dividers, like page dividers, borders, all types of borders and paper edgings, treatments, and then all sorts of like scenery background sort of dies there as well. So a little combination of everything. And I'll tell you guys also my plan for upkeep. First off, I'm going to put some dividers in. So I'll put some short ones in the short sections, and I will put some longer ones in the long sections. The dividers I feel like will keep all of these nice and straight, because as you can tell, the plastic on these and the plastic on this is two different things. This is like a plastic for like like the CD. It's a little more stiff than the plastic that the dies come in. If you've ordered dies from AliExpress, you know that type of plastic. But however, it is a pocketed sleeve with the flaps, so you can close them off so they do stay. I guess the solution to making them more stiff would be to use cardstock. However, I didn't feel like that was economical to waste that much cardstock. So what I did was I just used a cheap package of like printer paper. It was like $1.50 from like my 99-cent store or whatever you want to call it. But they are a little more flimsy, so use cardstock in yours if you want. This is the package that they come in. So I did get I got 100 of these, so 2 packets with 50 in them. And these were actually much cheaper. These were only $5.95 for the 100 for the short ones, which I think is great. I have room to grow, lots of extra sleeves to put some more dies in. And my system for upkeep is that I still have a lot of the paper backings printed. Keep that in here because if I have a new die set, all I have to do is just grab a pocket, grab a piece of paper, and also grab my labeler, which is right here. It's the Dymo Letra-Tag. This is the label maker that I use, and it does come with one cartridge of the printer. I do have the paper background with black lettering, white paper with black lettering. And this is it here. It works really well. I will tell you that I pretty much got through labeling everything except for maybe 6 labels with one cartridge. So keep that in mind if you have a large amount of stuff that you're labeling. I did go through a lot of the paper, but I had lots to label, and I thought that the paper lasted pretty long for all the labels that I had to make. So yeah. So for the stamps, I also have my paper already cut and ready to go for when I need to create a new pocket once I acquire a new stamp set. I did, however, order a bunch of stamp sets on AliExpress, stamp and die sets that I ordered on AliExpress that I'm waiting for. So I do have intention to like literally fill these bins up, and I have about 3 more bins that have stuff in them. But once I acquire more stamps and dies, I'm gonna empty those out and put my stamps and dies in them and put them on my shelving. So I am just working on my organization because I've realized I've been acquiring a lot of product and stamp sets and die sets, and I needed somewhere to comfortably put them, and I really wanted a good storage solution. So I feel like I finally found it. I did see this storage solution on Jennifer McGuire. She was the first person who I seen use the pockets. So shout outs to her for sharing the tip on the pockets. The only thing I will say is that sometimes the corners of the labels lift off, which is perfectly fine because I'll just reprint the label and stick it right back on. And I think that is all that I want to share with you guys for today. Definitely don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys very soon with a new tutorial and a new haul. I did not forget about you guys. I promise I'm going to be cranking out the material once I get my setup all situated. So that's what I'm doing. So thank you for being patient. And until the next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.